What's up, everybody? We are live today with my good friend David Solomon and colleague. And you know what? Today we're going to have yet another titillating conversation. I want to talk to you about sports and politics. Now, some of you may really not understand what we mean, right? What is sports and politics? We're not talking about the 1968 Black Panther salute, which is sports and politics. It's not new. You know, Tommy Smith, right? And John Carlos did give a Black Panther salute. But according to David, this is not what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to give us 10 seconds, and David gets to explain himself. We're back. David, you got the floor.
Hey, everybody, and thanks, Stuart. And so, look, let's talk about what's the issue at hand here. So we're in the middle of a pandemic. In case you didn't know, for the last 13 plus months, we've been in the middle of a pandemic. And almost a year ago, actually it's 13 months ago, all the leagues shut down. Okay, the famous moment when Rudy Gobert touched all the microphones and everybody was like, ha, ha, ha. And then the next day, the leagues all shut down. And from basketball all the way down to everybody, we shut down. And for months, we watched repeat dune buggy. We watched repeat chess matches on television because there was absolutely no sports. ESPN, TSN, Fox Sports, all the sports networks suffered mercilessly because there was no real live content. We got it back in the summer. We were all excited, right? I mean, it was our diversion, for Pete's sake. We couldn't go to the ballparks, the arenas, the football fields, for the most part. So it was on TV. And yet, viewership is down. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, viewership is down. Why? You want to know why? And that's the point of today's conversation. It's what's going on is that you and I are getting a little bit tired of politics mixing with sports. Now, before you all flip out and say, how dare you? It's another one of those conservative remarks and you're a lunatic. And no, guys, listen carefully. When you think about it, when you watch sports, or if you want to go to a concert, or if you want to go to the theater, do you want the entire experience to be laced with political messages? Why do we do this? Why do we care about sports? It's because sports is our diversion. Entertainment is our diversion. It's to get away from the reality that sucks. Right? This sucks. COVID sucks the life out of everybody. And I want to watch, just like everybody else, okay? We are tired. And it's not just my words. Brett Favre, a famous retired football quarterback, said, people don't want to see politics. We want to watch the game. Now, a year ago, I know there was the whole Black Lives Matter movement that went in, and it absolutely took over the NBA and the NFL. The NHL did something. Major League Baseball tried to do something. Everybody wanted to show how woke they were because we are supporting our athletes. But as I said last week or 2 weeks ago, the bullshit is when Asian Americans were being, impacted, that didn't matter in the field. So it's selective politics.
Oh, boy.
So the difference between 1968 and 2021 is that in 1968, two individuals went to the Olympics, caused a stir, got thrown off the team because they wanted to drive a message about themselves.
And they got
But hold on, But in 2021, it's the leagues that are now imposing this on players. And if you don't do it what they want, you're the bad person. Stuart, I'll let you have the floor for a little bit, but I ain't finished. Go ahead.
Listen, most people know I sort of come with a political banter, and I typically give a bit of history. And to understand that sports and politics don't mix goes even before the 1968 Olympics in Mexico, where two American athletes were stripped of their gold and their respected bronze medal. I cannot tell you, I have utter hatred for any guy that makes $20 million a year, claims a political angle, and claims poverty and gives less than 3% of their annual gross earnings or net earnings. So, with all due respect to all these guys putting Black Lives Matter on their shirts, taking a knee, none of these guys give back with any significant amount of money. There is the odd exception back into the communities in which they came and rose from. And you know what? I'm going to make
I'm
another
not
joke.
no,
No,
but
no,
you
I
see, you're
want to make
wrong.
a, I
No,
want to
no,
make a joke.
don't
No,
say
no, no,
anyone. No,
no.
you see, you're
There
wrong.
are
You didn't.
exceptions.
Say, you
There
can't
are
say anyone. You
no.
could say a lot, but
I'd
I
say
can tell
I
you
would
that that's
say
not 100% true what you just
the
said.
larger majority of these guys that make 10 and 20 million dollars don't give back to their communities two to
But
five
that's
million
not.
dollars a
But
year.
that's
It is
not the
my
point.
point.
What?
It's my point.
But that's
Money
not the
solves
point. No, the
problems
point. So why are people not watching sports, Stuart? Because they're not giving back to
because
the
they're not
community.
interested in the bullshit
Ah,
politics that the
ah.
leagues have been jawboned into playing. The leagues are been jawboned by organizations that have basically said, like Black Lives Matter, who might have said, if you don't put this on your field, we're gonna boycott
You
and
know
rip
what?
the
Look, I mean, you know
It's
something.
all about jawboning.
No, look. You know what? I want to tell you, Stuart. It's one thing to say that they were coerced. Okay, maybe they were, maybe they weren't.
No, I use the word jawboning. It's
Okay,
a
fine,
great word.
jawbone. Okay,
Jawboning.
but I'm saying to you that the messages that we are hearing, we're not saying, or at least I'm not saying, that the political message isn't important. I'm saying time and place. I am sorry to tell you that, when I watched the NBA and the WNBA at the end of last season, to see slogans on every jersey,
Yep.
including players who are like, I don't want to get involved, but we're forced and coerced. That means that every time I turned on the set, another message is in my face. And with all due respect, okay, I'm sick and tired of the political messages that really are like, no, you're in the wrong venue. Take it out of off the court, take it off of the field, take it off of the ice. Give me a bloody break. I don't want at any point, and what you're showing on screen is exactly what irritates me.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's why
I
I put
got
it on the
the
screen.
message.
I wanted to
I
put it on the screen.
understand the message.
I
But
love it
to
when you
tell me, that I have to watch that all the time, okay, that's great. The leagues are woke. But I'll give you another example, Stuart. And that is right now, Major League Baseball has withdrawn the All Star game out of Atlanta, Georgia, over their so called, quote, controversial voting laws. Wait till Wednesday's rant, folks. We'll tell you how controversial that really is. But that's not the point right now.
look at
Major
Jonathan
League
Isaac.
Baseball.
Look at
Major
John.
League,
Okay,
Major League Baseball.
before you get to baseball, look at Jonathan Isaac standing in his traditional magic outfield form and not wearing a Black Lives Matter and not taking a knee. By the way, he's an African American who thinks this is disgusting. By the
Yeah,
way,
but you want to know, but do you know what the sad part is?
yeah,
It's like guys like him are being shut out
yep,
by the LeBron James of this
yep,
world,
yep.
by the other athletes who want. And listen, guys, please, I don't understand. When are you guys going to wake up? You've taken over every ounce of television, news. I get it. You want to push the agenda. You want to bring equality. I congratulate you, and that's fantastic. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm offended by your message, okay? And I'm not allowed to say it. I am tired of seeing your message on basketball courts. I'm not allowed to say it. I am sick and tired of the woke mentality invading every aspect of my life, and I don't agree with it. And when I disagree with it, I am the enemy. No, I'm sorry. I do not want I mean, look, last year, okay, how many times NBA coach Steve Kerr of the Golden State Warriors? I mean, I want to hear this guy talk about the guys on the basketball court, not
Correct.
his dislike for Trump.
Yep.
Okay? I'm sick and tired of it. Okay? Every opportunity. Hey, LeBron James, let me shove the microphone in your mouth. Okay? Tell us how much you hate LeBron James. How much you hate Trump. Who bloody cares at this point? Okay? The media has forced the media, along with their complicit goddamn woke organizations, have literally twisted the sports world to comply. And instead of the sports world saying, no, there's a time and a place for this. Are you telling me, listen, there are charity movements, the NHL has a wonderful thing for cancer, right?
Yep.
You know, and and they are, it's not an in your face type of thing. They put on the jerseys of the pregame.
Yep.
They do what they have to do, and then no. Here we better have the messages all the time. We better this. You know what, guys? You want to see your viewership plummet? Keep getting political.
Yep.
Keep doing this. People will not only cut the cord, they will not watch your games. They will go somewhere else.
Hey, how about amateur sports where you don't have any of this? I am so tired of the professionals being the biggest hypocrites because you know what? It's in vogue to do something. I'm more into amateur sports and watching the people who care about the sport, care about their friends, care about their teams versus these guys who are pretending to care about their team because number one isn't them. Number one is the team. And as far as I'm concerned, right? I beg, I plead any athlete that's in the pros, look at yourself because you know what's next going to happen? Just like they do in politics, I'm going to want to see your tax return. I want to know how much money you gave to your local charities. How much money did you make and how much did you stand for? Because my thing is, put your money where your mouth is. Don't tell
No,
me you're giving $1
it's
million
not only
if you make
it's not
20 a
only the
year.
it's
These
not only
guys
the
are all full
money,
of it. The
Stuart.
league,
It's
the
not only
league.
the money. It's not only the money. And I said it a year ago to a whole bunch of people who were telling me how wonderful this is. You're going to tell me because I put on the back of my jersey Black Lives Matter that the world is going to change? Absolutely not. You got to
Exactly.
get involved. You want to change, the so-called police brutality and you protest by taking a knee at a basketball game? Give me a break. The only thing that these leagues learned is that and I appreciate the comment here, it's about money. You cut them at the source. Guess what's going to happen? Baseball, football, basketball, it's all about money. And in their minds, if they don't support these movements, they'll lose the money because look at all the organizations that support these movements. You guys have got it cockeyed. Because at the end of the day, I will not watch sports, and I'm a huge sports fanatic, but on purpose, I will not watch it. I will boycott it because it's not worth watching anymore if I'm going to get shoved political messages down my throat every single time.
Jonathan,
Media, the
Jonathan,
media is doing it. I
look,
would like to ban the reporters who
yep,
come in and ask a political question.
yep.
I want to ban reporters altogether, but I can't. But I'm sick and tired of the media, social media, and all this pressure to put on leagues to have to be woke because if you're not, well, then you're not really worthy. Politics doesn't have a place in it. And with all due respect to all the politicians who replied and were against the comments, again, they didn't address it. They said, we need to have politics in
Hey,
sports.
I
We
got
need
to
to
ask you a
cause
question.
change. It's
You know,
crap, guys.
when Nancy Pelosi took a knee in Congress with all of those, do you know what? I don't know if any of those people actually even understand walking a mile in a common person's shoe because these politicians go back to their $20 million houses that they made while they were being a public servant. And you know what they do? They got their private police, their private security, private everything. Come to the streets. You know what?
Stuart,
I live on a nice street. No
you want to
question. But you
you
know
want
what?
to have a
Every street is a real street except their street.
you want to have a good laugh?
Sure.
A basketball player said that he felt like a slave. You know what? I heard that and I said, you son of a bitch. You make millions and millions of dollars. And the owner of the team happens to be white. And he said, I feel like a modern day slave. This is the political message you are driving. Congratulations,
So
you've
don't play
lost me.
sports. Don't play sports. Resign from the league. Resign from your team, and let someone else who wants to make the money and wants to be a team player and doesn't care about the color of your skin and loves the game.
You
Because
know
as
what?
far as I'm concerned, that's equality. You
When
do it because you love it.
I'll take it a step further, and with this, I would like to close today. When the political messages are as equal as they want everything else to be, don't end black racism, end racism. I'll listen. But when you become selective with your political messages, favoring a political party, a movement, and then you know what? It's not the place. And get it out of my sports. I am done.
Now, I'm just going to cut you off because we are done. David, this is basically a spin off of COVID week, right? We've got COVID matters, things that have come up. Friday is going to be Fun Friday. I want to talk about Fun Friday because I need people to message me the stupidest things they did during COVID. Because we
Mhm.
want to talk about the dumbest shit you've ever seen. And there you go, Aura. I used profanity. I
There you
want to
go.
see all the dumb shit from coast to coast, country to country. What is the stupidest thing you did in COVID? Whether it's taking a spray bottle and spraying your groceries with alcohol, or
Yeah.
how about fill in the blank?
Okay.
Send
I'm
it
going
to
to tell you
us. I
something.
want to see it. Go ahead,
With
David.
all due respect to Aura, don't judge me because yes, I've been stopped. Yes, I've been inflicted with racism. And how dare you insinuate anything else? Don't tell me your racism is worse than mine. I have been. You don't know. Don't give me that crap. Don't you ever judge me because you don't know what I've lived through. So before you go and tell me I have zero concept of black racism, you haven't a clue, Aura. Listen
Oh,
to what I've been saying for the last few weeks. Okay. I'm not against Black Lives Matter. I'm not against the whole big of black racism. I'm talking about your messaging, your time and place, and how it's being done is in question. And the organization is in question. And I'll take you offline and debate it with you because then I'll bet you don't even know what you're talking about. But on Wednesday, I'll even go
ah,
further and show you how people in the United States don't have a clue what
hey,
this
I got a
so-called
clue.
Jim
I,
Crow
I,
two.
I got a
Hold
clue.
on,
I
hold
got
on.
a clue.
The so-called Jim Crow 2.0 laws that
Oh,
you're calling
God.
about in Virginia, get over it, people. You still don't know what you're talking about. You're buying into the media BS. And with that, folks,
It's
we love
it's
you.
it's it,
Thank you
we
so much.
do. And wasn't it very calm, David? I actually felt the heat coming off of you because I haven't heard you get so electric. I
Ah,
think Aura is
someone wants
like
to
blown
listen.
away.
Don't give me this whole business about you've never walked. You know what? I've never walked in your shoes. But you judge me that you've never walked in my shoes. You don't know the racism I was inflicted with. You don't. So don't give me some cock and bull that I don't understand what racism means. I do. Just
Ooh,
because I'm white doesn't mean I don't understand it. But on
ooh.
that note, on Wednesday, I'll tell you how the voting laws in Virginia in Georgia, that they all claim are racist driven is a load of garbage because, in fact, it should be the bare minimum.
Yep.
Stuart, let's say goodbye.
I think we got to say goodbye. But this has been a fun, exhilarating 15 minutes. I'm going to end the stream with this final message. Guys, we love your comments. We love your emails. Rant at the rantnetwork.com. We need the shares. We'll make them into funny videos. We don't care. We want you to spread the word. We want you to tune in. We want you to watch after. We love the numbers. They're going up. Guys, we love you. We need more of you. We love your support. And we haven't asked you for any money. Isn't that amazing?
Nor
It's
will we.
no.
Nor will we.
No, don't
Folks,
say no. Will I want
bring it
money?
in.
Yeah, I want
Bring
all
in
the
the
money. Hey,
comments.
give me the
Bring
money.
in the comments. Bring it all in. We'll share it. We'll expose it all. Have a great day. Cheers, everybody.